Meet Dr. Eloisa Tamez. She lives on this 3-acre property a mile north of the U.S.-Mexico border. It's land that's been passed down her family for generations.
The government has incarcerated me because I am barred from moving freely in my land.
Almost 10 years ago, after Congress approved the Secure Fence Act, Dr. Tamez was contacted by the U.S. government to survey her land for construction of the border fence.
I decided right away, and the answer was no.
An answer the former Army nurse and current nursing professor repeated during the course of several months. She didn't want the government on her land. Tamez knew they would eventually want to purchase it, but ultimately she was given no other choice.
And so they had told me that if I didn't sign it, more than likely I would be sued. And I was.
Through the law of eminent domain, the federal government sued Tamez and dozens of others over their property. 11 years after then-President George Bush signed the secure fence into law, the issue is resurfacing as the government once again begins to survey private land for a border wall.
Southern border being more secure.
Dr. Tamez agrees with President Trump's efforts to secure the border. However,
what I don't agree with is having to give up my land for that to happen. I served my veterans. I served my country. I live in the land of the free, but I can't move freely in my own land.
Tamez eventually countersued, but the feds ended up taking part of her land, about 1/4 of an acre. For the piece, the government paid Tamez $56,000. Land grab by the government is a sensitive issue, especially in Texas. Roughly 700 of the nearly 2,000 miles of southern border has fencing. Most of the gaps are on the Texas border, where land is privately owned. Buying that property could quickly raise the cost to build the wall, which new estimates now place at $20 billion.
It's very obvious, isn't it?
Tamez is now warning those landowners of what the government can legally do to get their job done.
Yeah, it's very depressing for me to end my years knowing that I'll be incarcerated in my own country.
In El Calaboz, on the Texas-Mexico border, Oscar Margain reporting.